The creation of the world and human life is one of the most popular subjects of the myths and legends handed down from generation to generation by the various peoples of Africa. The following tale is from the Ivory Coast. The Two Guelas. There lived, before all things were on the earth and in the sky, two very powerful creators. There was the Guela on high, and there was the Guela below. One day the wind did not blow. The Guela below became bored. He began to yawn, and some clay issued from his mouth. He said, "I will make some men, women, fish, animals, and plants with the clay." And with the clay he made some men, women, fish, animals, and plants. He said, "I will put blood into the bodies of the men, women, fish, animals, and plants that I made in clay so that they can live by my doing." The Guela below poured blood into the bodies of the men, women, fish, and animals, but they did not come to life. The Guela below became angry, and he left the clay men, women, fish, animals, and plants outside. He grew impatient. He went away. He left all the clay statues outside. One day in the rain, it fell, and then many of the men melted in the rain. The Guela saw what had happened to many of the men, women, fish, animals, and plants that were of clay. The Guela said, "They melted in the rain because they are clay." Sadness grew in the heart of the Guela below. He took the clay men, women, and fish, animals, and plants that were still in one piece. He took them and put them in a cave. At that time, the night was always on earth. At that time, the earth was always in the night. The Guela below had only fire by which to see. At that time, the day was always in the sky. At that time, the sky was the day. The Guela on high had the sun to the light to his way. The Guela on high saw that the Guela below had some fine playthings. He said, "Give me some of your clay men, women, fish, and animals. I will give them life, and to you I will give the light of my sun." The Guela below said, "I will give you only the clay fish, animals, and plants. I will not give you clay men and women." The Guela on high said, "I also want the men and women." The Guela below said, "So be it. You will have them, but first you must give them life." Then the Guela on high brought life to the bodies of the men, women, fish, animals, and plants. Then the men and the women arose and began to walk. The fish arose and began to swim. The animals arose and began to leap. The plants arose and began to grow. The Guela on high said, "Now, Guela below, keep your promise. I gave life to them men, women, fish, animals, and plants that are clay. I gave you sunlight. Now keep your promise." But the Guela below did not wish to hear of it. Then the two Guelas argued. Both of them became angry for all the time to come until the end of time. Since that time, the Guela on high tries to take back the life he gave to the clay men, women, fish, animals, and plants shaped by the Guela below. Each time the Guela on high appears to take back the life that he gave to the women, men, fish, animals, and plants, a man, woman, fish, or plant dies. But since the Guela below contests the life the Guela on high gave to the clay men, women, fish, animals, and plants, the time of the quarrels is the time when the men, women, fish, and animals and plants are sick. It is also a time of Suruku. It is also a time of war. It is also a time of storms. The stars are precious stones that the Guela on high makes shine to attract women to him. The moon is the eye of the Guela on high. With its eye open or half open, the Guela on high watches the Guela below, his enemy, even in the night, when he takes away the sun from the Guela below, the sun he gave him along with the life to the men, women, fish, animals, and plants of clay. This was before all things were on the earth and in the sky.